Well, we got a special guest in studio. Ray Gagnon, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
What are you doing?
Well, I was in the neighborhood. Thought I'd stop in and say hello, it's a beautiful sunny day.
Yeah.
Spring is in the air,
I haven't seen you in forever.
Well, us old guys, it's old timers. We don't go out in the winter. If we don't go to Florida, we just hunker down at the house. So, that's how it is,
So you just driving around today, or are you coming?
Yeah, well, I went for a little ride. I was telling you, this pandemic has gotten me so bummed out. I feel so alienated from the rest of the world. Mm-hmm. My day just consists of being with a 2-year-old, and so in the morning before she comes over, I usually go for a ride. And today I kind of ended up over here, and I thought, and I was listening to you on the radio and Lee Stalker, and I said, I'll stop by and say hello.
I appreciate that.
So that's what I'm doing.
So things good? I mean, besides the whole stuck in the household all winter.
Yeah, I think things are fine. I mean, especially this weather, spring. I'm so relieved that the sun is shining.
Yeah.
I mean, what a difference that makes.
It really does.
Huh?
It does. Yes. Yeah, especially when, if you're doing your drives or whatever, you throw that window down. Bring it on.
Yeah. Well, and there are things that are going on, like you drive by, because really it's been a year.
It has.
And I haven't, I bought my car 2 years ago, and I only have 6,000 miles on it.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I haven't gone anywhere.
Right.
So
you've had one oil change.
Yeah, I've had one. I'm due for another one in a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, can you imagine it? I mean,
No.
I'm the guy who used to put thousands and thousands of miles on his car.
Right.
I mean, I used to drive everywhere. So
you don't have to go to Concord anymore. You don't have to drive here.
Yeah. I don't have to. I usually have a springtime. April luncheon with a bunch of buddies from college up at the coast of Maine, and we're talking about doing that because we've all had our shots, so we're all sort of okay. But
so you and Phyllis both got the vaccine.
Yeah.
Which one did you get? Moderna or Pfizer?
The Moderna. Yeah.
How'd you hold up? Everything okay?
Yeah, I was fine. I mean, the second shot was just the other day on Saturday.
Okay.
So I'm. But
your arm hurt or anything?
No, I was fine. Phyllis had a little cold and chills, but I think it was just from being tired. So she seems okay.
She's probably working her butt off right now with taxes.
Oh, I know. I feel so sorry for her. I mean, it's not easy to support me in the manner I've grown accustomed. And it's a chore.
Yes. Well, she's a saint.
Yeah, she's a good woman. I mean, keeping me in stuff, and so I'm trying to lose weight, trying to be healthy, and trying to do everything right. So I thought, well, I'd check it out, and I heard you guys talking about clutter with Lee Stalker, and I'm glad that nothing seems to have changed here.
No, not really.
Looks the same.
It does look the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why change perfection, right?
That's true. Yeah.
So how's granddaughter?
She's wonderful. She's 2 years old.
Oh,
She'll be 3 in November, and she's fascinating. She's so alert, and they know where everything is, and they're on top of stuff, and she smiles, and she's happy, and she's a wonderful little baby. Her parents are doing a great job, and it's nice. It's nice to see the little kid around. So.
She's absolutely gorgeous. The pictures I've seen.
Oh, you
post.
Yeah, I post them.
She is just the cutest little thing.
Yeah, I think all little babies though.
No, there are some babies that are ugly. Like that's a homely looking baby.
I've never seen one. But,
I have. I've seen some ones. That, mongoloids. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But I mean, your granddaughter just adorable.
Yeah, she is a sweetheart. She is a sweetie pie, and she's a good little girl, and she's fun, and she hears everything. She knows what's going on, and it's amazing. Like you talk about bath or nap, and she tightens right up, and
Now, are you still on the same nap routine that she's on?
Yeah. I'm very good at it. I'm pretty consistent. Like we have lunch, we do, then we brush our teeth, and then we go probably have a diaper change, and then we take a little nap, and that's about an hour.
Both you guys?
I doze off a little. I sit in the chair and I kind of close my eyes. I get rested.
Yes.
Yeah, I get rested.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, it's great.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, I have a little song. It's dodo time, a nap for you and a nap for me. Yeah. So yeah.
I know that you had been so excited to be a grandfather for so long. Now this is what you wanted, right? You were looking forward to these days. Is it what you thought it would be?
Yeah, it is. There are times where, first of all, it's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
Taking care of a little baby, especially at 2 years old, is a lot of work. And my new thing is that all these old men politicians should have to do 3 months of childcare before they can take office, because you would see a different opinion and attitude in regards to services for kids and parents. But it's a lot of work, and it keeps you very busy. But in this pandemic, that's actually been a good thing.
Oh, sure. It gave you something to do.
If I hadn't her around, what would I would have seen everything on Netflix. I would have read every magazine that I could that comes into the house. I would be unbearable. I'd be a miserable, grumpy old man, even worse than I am. And so yeah. It's been a joy to have something to do.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So are you following politics at all, or did you just unplug and just watch PBS Kids?
I do. My day usually consists of Daniel Tiger, Eleanor Wonders Why, Pinkalicious, and Luna, something called Luna. But that's usually my morning. But no, I still watch the news. I'm still, politically interested in stuff. I took a little break after the election. I stopped watching Joe Scarborough in the mornings, but I was pretty addicted to him. But I think I'm pleased with President Biden, and I'm so glad that Trump is gone. I just found him to be such an embarrassment.
No, I know, like, you obviously didn't care for Trump at all. Yeah. Has your frustration level just subsided because he's no longer the president?
Yeah, I think I didn't like his policies, and I didn't like what he stood for, and I didn't like the way he carried his being, his role, his persona. I didn't like that. I found that offensive. And I'm so glad that that's not what we're portraying to the world. Americans, I haven't traveled that much in the world, but I've been to Europe, and I've been to other parts of North America, and I've, been some places, and I recognize that, Americans are not always thought of in the highest regard as, the best and the
right.
kindest people, and there are a lot of people that are mad with us, and Trump just added to that.
Well, it's really, they're just jealous. If you can be a Scandinavian country and you look at America, you're like, wish you were America. Wish we were America. Those guys got it.
I don't think Scandinavians think that way at all. I think they're happy. They seem to be a relatively happy, agreeable group of countries that I don't know.
I was picking on Scandinavia. I was trying to pick some obscure.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know, and I imagine there is some jealousy and some envy. These poor little kids that are coming north from South America. We must be the land of milk and honey, to their eyes, sure.
They get their shirts, Biden let us in. You seen those?
No.
You haven't seen them?
No, I haven't, no.
Oh, yeah, there's at least they're wearing masks. They're not socially distanced, but they're wearing masks.
Oh, good.
But they've got their matching shirts that say Biden let us in.
Oh.
I can't believe you haven't seen those.
No, I haven't.
There's obviously money behind them.
Yeah. Well, I do thank you for letting me come on the air here.
Yeah.
I'll show you. It's been a pleasure. Oh, good.
They're taking a knee right there.
Yeah.
Biden, please let us in.
Oh, jeez, poor Biden. Poor Joe.
This is a group of migrants wearing shirts that read "Biden, let us in, kneel and pray" at the U.S.-Mexico border crossing.
Did I ever tell you the story about Mrs. Biden?
Oh, yes.
With my wife and
when you guys went to the White House?
White House. During the Clinton administration, the president of France came, and they must have looked on their chart and said, we must have some French people. So they said, oh, yeah, up in New Hampshire. So a bunch of, Congressman DeMoore and myself and Bob Raich and a group of people, we all got invited down to this big fancy event. And Bob Raich and I and his wife were a foursome, and Bob and I were like little kids in a candy store, like, look at that, that's so-and-so, that's, Yeah. And so the wives just left us, and they went to get chairs in the East Room for the entertainment part. And we, so I remember going back in and seeing them, and they were like over in the left over by the windows, and they had a good shot at the stage, and it was a good spot, from that perspective. But the power was in the middle,
Yes.
That's where you wanted to be, in the center. And that's not where they were sitting. So I kind of like realized, what are we doing here? And then I thought, well, I'm not going to win this fight. And there was this very attractive woman that they were talking to, and her name was Jill. And hi, Jill, blah, blah, blah. And Jill was the same decision as they were, looking for seats and, probably tired of her husband doing his politicking. So Bob Raich then came in, and he did the same thing, but he'd been married for years, and he knew he wasn't going to win this, so he just sat down. And then Jill's husband came in, and it was Joe Biden, Senator Biden at the time.
And you knew him, right?
I knew who he was,
Yeah.
and I knew, I had met him like once before when he was testing the waters in New Hampshire, but he didn't know me. I mean, he didn't remember
Sure.
me from hole to the ground. And he was like, what are we doing here? I mean, he was like chairman of foreign relations. I mean, he was some big shot at the time. But she lived in Delaware. I mean,
Right.
she was not a Washington wife. She had no idea of that whole scenario, and she was just so normal. And Phyllis and Mary Raich were so touched with her. They liked her. They thought she was just, what a breath of fresh air, and what a lovely woman. And they didn't even know that she was married to a senator. I mean,
Right.
And then of course Bob and I were all excited because we're going to sit next to Joe Biden. I mean, it's like, this is cool,
Right.
Hey, we're hot, like all these other New Hampshire people are looking, wow, how did they pull that off, So
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah,
And he's probably like, why am I way over here?
Well, initially, but he was, he's been married too, and you're not going to win these arguments, so you just go with it. You're just, okay, so this is great, this is fine. He was happy,
Yeah.
I mean, so that was my Joe Biden and Mrs. Biden story.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Is it time to go?
I know you got stuff doing. I just wanted to throw you on the air and just
All right, well,
see how
thank
you're
you.
doing.
Yeah. Well, I miss.
You look good.
I miss
fine.
seeing you. It's a pleasure to see you. I enjoyed our chats.
Well, you're welcome back anytime.
Well, good. Maybe in the summer or spring, or we'll come back in occasionally.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
All right, bud.